shot. Frazier 17 also into the game. Got to stay fresh for 4 quarters to try to have a chance to stop him.
Second down handoff for Tyner. Good blocking at the edge. And now he's hit at the 45. It'll be 3rd and 3. Eli Apple and Bell on the stop.
Keenan Lowe is a lot like Ohio State's wide receiver Evan Spencer. He is an unselfish player who blocks and is very physical. He had a great block on that play.
First time the Bucks have gotten the Ducks into a 3rd down play. Mariota near side. Drops. Would have had 1st down yardage, but the freshman Nelson could not come up with that dart. And it's 4th down.
8-2-90 out of Sacramento, California. He and Buckner are the keys up front for the Ducks.
It's a big ask for a running back to block a 300-pound lineman. Empty backfield here.
3rd and long inside, deep in your own territory.
And motion Elliott in late. Jones shows the big arm and has a 1st down completion to Corey Smith across the 30.
Now that play took a lot of time to develop, and you'll see one Ohio State receiver off to the right clear out Chris Cisse, and it opened up. It's a levels route where you need that receiver to clear out. Watch 12. He's going to clear out and opens up a nice vacancy underneath, and that's where Corey Smith's able to come up with a big catch.
26 yards. You see the strength of Jones' arm, much bigger arm.
But it's affecting the communication along the offensive line, and then you add in the quickness and how quickly they're getting upfield, putting a lot of pressure on that Ohio State offensive line in the passing game.
Elliott breaks free. Ezekiel Elliott gets a block and busts to the end zone. The final 33 yards of a 97-yard Ohio State touchdown drive. Season until that game, and then he cut 6 against Florida State.
It's a pretty good day. And now with the injury to Allen and, of course, Carrington being out, he's going to have more of a role tonight.
They got the 1st down. Mariota keeps it at the last minute, flipped it to the edge to Bayless, but Tyvis Powell was ready for it.
And again, this is his option. So the dive is taken away. This is his pitch back, the old-fashioned option game, but instead he just throws it down, throws it out to the tight end. In some cases it'll be a wide receiver. They're just trying to, it's a yin and yang game. Are you too many defenders inside? I'll flip it outside. Are you going to give me the inside? I'll take the inside. It's all about the numbers for Oregon.
Freeman hitting the backfield. Adolphus Washington beat the block. It's the first negative play for Oregon. It'll set up 3rd and long.
Luke Fickell's answer is blitz. Raekwon McMillan, the true freshman, comes from the right. You're also going to see Darren Lee, who heads there for the quarterback. Very aggressive on this series from the Ohio State defense, bringing more pressure.
Free. Jalen Marshall still running across midfield, showing the versatility. And he sets up the Buckeyes in plus territory.
Young man was a high school quarterback in Middletown, Ohio. An unbelievable option quarterback. A lot of versatility. He's moved to receiver. This gives you an idea of what he can do with a football in his hands. That's why they try to get him the ball as many times as they can. Get him in space, get him on special teams. He's fit up inside his own 5-yard line and led them on a 10-play, 97-yard touchdown drive.
Jones on 2nd and 4, flips it near side to Michael Thomas. And Thomas knocked down, but not before gaining 1st down yardage at the 33.
And Cardale Jones takes a page out of Marcus Mariota. He's got 3-on-2. So he gets out of the run game. This is a tag where he can just throw it out there and rely on one of his skill players to be able to pick up yards after the catch. 3 receivers against 2 defenders because Oregon's crowding that line, worried about Elliott. He recognizes it, flips it out there, and picks up a 1st down.
Michael Thomas, the nephew of Keyshawn Johnson, whom Urban Meyer credits with turning around the sophomore's attitude before this season. Jones, a 1st down throw. As all day, loops it over the middle downfield into the end zone. Broke it up, but a flag comes in. Troy Hill was covering the home run threat for the Buckeyes, Devin Smith.
That's when number 9 is out in the lineup, out wide. Most of his catches are downfield. Oregon knows that. Troy Hill, as soon as the ball is snapped, he's bailing, trying to get deep, knowing that Smith's going to try to go vertical on him.
Talking about a guy, Kirk, who averages almost 28 yards per catch.
Pass interference, defense, number 13, 15-yard penalty. It is first down.
We got the corner from Youngstown, Hill.
Yeah, Hill all over his back. An easy call for the official. The vertical passing game again. It's going to be an ongoing battle tonight because Oregon does not want to give up the easy strike that they've seen Jones do against Wisconsin and Alabama. That time clearly interference on Troy Hill.
Smith, great job boxing out. Might not be a more gifted receiver on deep balls in college football. As Elliott takes the handoff. Barrows free again. Zeke Elliott down near the goal line.
We talked in the open about the biggest key in this game was going to have to be the Ohio State running game and Zeke Elliott. This time he follows a couple of his linemen, Elfine and also Billy Price, and follows them and picks up huge yards.
On first and goal, Jones bobbled the snap. Now fires far side. Bennett, touchdown, Ohio State.
Just the end of this play to make sure he broke the plane. The ball breaks the plane right there. A touchdown and the right call down.
Very thin at the tight end position. I know it's next man up, but isn't there a limit to how many of these playmakers Mariota can lose and still keep the offense humming?
Yeah, absolutely. And I would love to go back to Heather's report about Stanford. I mean, imagine growing up in the state of Ohio, dreaming to one day play for Ohio State. You go out to Oregon to play for the Ducks. These last 3 games, it is remarkable.
Barrett gets his cast off this week. He's a native Texan, deprived of the chance to play in his home state by that injury against Michigan. Scott Frost, they have a tendency to get cute in the red zone. It's not a typical Chip Kelly era red zone running game, is it?
No, it's not. Pulled it out trying to get them out of position, but they stayed home and were in good position to be able to make it tough on Mariota to make the throw.
Plays like this can decide a championship game. 3rd and goal. Marshall, they fake it to him. Mariota keeping all the way. Gets the corner, shows the ability to lower the shoulder, but the Buckeyes stop him well short of the goal line. 4th down.
And remember, when you see a play like that, it's usually 4-down territory. They're running that play to potentially set up a better chance at 4th down. Now they're inside at about 4th and 3 to give them a better chance. So don't be surprised.
Well, you know what it's like. Yeah. Big guys going at it.
Here's Bennett right there with his head pinned to the end zone.
He got flagged.
He did. He's got a hold of the face mask. This is where the flag came in. The umpire's trying to tell him to let go of the face mask. Let go of the face mask. Let go of it. And after he doesn't let go of it, he reaches in, and that's where he pulls the flag out, of course.
Second down handoff. Elliott again busting free. Cuts it back up the middle, dragged down near the 30, and the Buckeyes again escape their own goal line.
Chris, it's the exact same play that he scored a touchdown on. Watch Bennett. Boom, that block right there. A good block by Pat Elfine on the play side, on the right side. 58 yards of offense.
The tempo doesn't work if you're stuffing the running game, and Oregon's going to be forced into another 3rd and medium here. Haven't converted one tonight, Kirk.
And that's the big key coming in. It's not just about Marcus Mariota. It's holding up against the interior in their running game. Joey Bosa that time slid underneath and made a heck of a play there on 2nd down.
This place is loud on 3rd and 5. Ohio State closing in on Mariota, knocks him down. Adolphus Washington, the tackle, got there, combining with the freshman Lee.
This is where Ohio State's defense has changed the most from last year to this year. So creative now on third down. Washington beats his man and gets around the freshman. But how about the pressure? They brought the linebacker Grant and Darren Lee, who has become an enforcer for the Ohio State defense in the latter part of the season, playing with so
position for the Buckeyes, who need 12 on this third down. Jones steps up, fires downfield. Devin Smith is open and makes the catch at the 5.
Lined up on the left side. He's going to come right through here. A heck of an adjustment here by Cardale Jones. You know about him scrambling. Here, he keeps his eyes downfield. He sees Smith getting the separation, and I love that he threw it all the way away from Daniels to allow Smith to run underneath that, and that's a heck of an effort by Devin Smith in concentrating, going up, and making that catch.
Cardale and J.T. Barrett says the one rule: never underthrow Devin Smith. Always give him a chance to go out and run for the ball. On first and goal, quarterback keeps it and gets inside the 5.
Hope he didn't hurt his 27 yard per catch average here. But this is just a good job by a receiver.
Jones, I think, suspected it. He had strapped up his helmet about 30 seconds ago, ready to go back in. So third down, all just a few inches short of the goal line.
Yeah, and it was a good job of having the patience there. He follows the block here. You're going to see the guard come around. He also follows the big running back, Elliott. It's a well-designed play. Just comes up a little bit short. I think the officials and I were.
Mariota keeps it. Gets a block on the edge and ducks down after a short gain.
50-pound linebacker can't stay with Marshall in space.
Here comes the blur speed. And Mariota takes off. The Buckeyes got plenty of team speed on defense, too. Von Bell.
Probably at the 35-yard line, maybe even the 30, to have a realistic chance.
They don't have a timeout, so if it's inbounds, they'd have to sprint down and try to spike it. And flip it short again over the middle, and now a trick play as Tyner flipped it back to Marshall, but Bosa knocks him down, and that'll be the final play of the first half. Ohio State ready for most everything.
Touchdown or a turnover. It's something that Jones has worked very hard on. As offensive coordinator Tom Herman said, he does not let bad things spiral. He simply keeps playing, whether that's false bravado or not knowing any better. He's grateful that he puts bad plays behind him and just moves him forward, Chris.
You know, Tommy, I recognize after some of these drives him going down
taking the ball away 3 times, but they haven't stopped progress down the field.
That's right, and we'll see. This is where the game's going to start getting interesting, because this is where you, as a staff, you have a pretty good feel for how the defense is trying to stop you. Now the adjustments have been made throughout the first half, especially at halftime, and now it comes down to execution. We've seen both these offenses struggle at times with their own mistakes, whether it's been a turnover or a penalty.
It's a block from Freeman on the edge. Such a challenge to play this offense in a sudden change defensive mode.
And a different look with 2 running backs in that backfield. Not Freeman, but also Marshall, who's a receiver, but a guy who went over 1,000 yards last year. And it's a good changeup and a good look to be able to change the vantage point for these linebackers and safeties.
Freeman has a first down. Wow. Jalen Marshall bobbling.
290, but they have not had that same effect.
Elliott cuts it back, gallops free across the 40. And networks.
This is Urban Meyer trying to get the kickoff coverage team ready to go.
Aren't they always ready to go?
Yeah,
it's pride and joy.
Yeah, look at that's a fair point. I think they were really on a mission to play with a chip on their shoulder against Alabama. They had heard so much about the SEC and Alabama and Nick Saban that when they won, they had that breakthrough moment. It was very euphoric for them. It's been impressive to see them get back down to earth 11 days later.
I was in Columbus last week. I just had my doubts that they could go 60 minutes and have a full fuel tank. But yeah, I think they have. Huge blow delivered on Tyner over there.
I think a lot of people have looked at Ohio State and look at them as a big, slow, methodical team. If you've watched him play the last few weeks against teams that have a perception of being...
The Ducks clearly have to make their final stand right here. Mariota, high throw incomplete.
To win the backup job to Braxton Miller out of spring, to then lose the backup job in fall camp. Braxton Miller goes down. J.T. Barrett emerges as a star. That's tough, man. That is a very hard thing to do, to see. Even though you're happy for a J.T. Barrett and a buddy of yours, you're disappointed and discouraged. It's hard to continue to prep. It's hard to keep your head in it. He clearly has gotten better as the year has gone on, and when his number was called, he steps up against Wisconsin in a Big Ten championship game, Alabama last week, and now this biggest stage in a national championship game. And not only the way he's played, it's as if he's been there for a couple years with the poise he plays with.
Elliott barrels forward. Never seen a story like this.
The last 3 years, the way he's led them in the 41 starts that he's had, and obviously his skill set is unique and special, but it's his grace, to me, that really separated him from any other player I've really ever covered.
Perfectly said. Wonderful ambassador for his home state of Hawaii. As he said at the Heisman ceremony, for the entire Polynesian community. And obviously for Oregon. They are short by a few inches. It is fourth down. And Kirk, we think, and everybody else does, that he's played his final game for the Ducks. This is where he began his career. Didn't play, but he was dressed when Oregon lost to LSU here in what was eventually his redshirt season. And his career will end with disappointment, but not tarnish the legacy.
Not at all.
Jones under center on fourth down. And they apparently have drawn the Ducks offside. Miscues were a part of this game for Oregon throughout. They didn't have the turnovers, but some crucial penalties and drop passes. Fighting, didn't get there. Fickell coaches the linebackers as well, Kirk, one of the most improved units on this defense. They've really struggled in recent years, but not this group this year.
No, not at all. He's a former Ohio State player. He started 4 years at nose guard. So I don't think anybody bleeds scarlet and gray more than Luke Fickell. So I'm sure it's a big night for him and a big year for him. You can see he's usually tries to be very calm, but right now he's letting some of his emotions out. Probably been pinned up for over 12 months.
It's the Buckeyes who've run off 83 plays, and as you see, DeForest Buckner, the stud defensive end for Oregon, limping off the field. They just wore down that group up front, beat them up, and Elliott had lots of room to run. Cardale Jones, yard catch that sparked the Ducks rally, but Ohio State always had the answer, and usually it was number 15.
We knew coming in he was going to be the key. Again, because of the way Oregon plays defensively, they put so much of an emphasis on playing zone.
Yeah, it's a life changer, man. I'm just so happy. I want to share with the guys I love, and I love these guys.
Congratulations, Urban. You're in it.
Thanks, Tom.
Chris.
Stress and help.